We're here. It's another bad defeat. Talking about the press this week. I've got a star-studded guest. Let's get to it. What's good, people? What's good? It's here. It's Gumsa from Armoury TV. It's the breakdown show. I've got a special guest with me today, man like Marv, and I've got might be a regular every Monday. Me, Jords. How you keeping, George? You all right?
I'm good, thank you, man. Yourself?
Good. As good as can be. And as I said, Marvin Bartley. Thanks for joining us today. How you keeping?
No, it's all good. I'm well, mate. I'm well.
Yeah,
I'm upset
good.
by Arsenal, but I'm doing all right.
So I said we're going to touch on all things Arsenal. Obviously, we've all seen the game. Everyone knows the result. Arsenal got embarrassed again. What's your thoughts on the game, first of all, Marv? We'll go with you.
Do you know what? Obviously, we were talking before we come on air, and we were saying that we were happy that it just stayed at 2-0. But you know, I think Arsenal still have the arrogance of just trying to be. We're not a good team anymore. Let's face it. You know, we're a top 10 team now. I just think the way we've gone out in the two games showed lack of respect to Brentford, who beat us, and then the Chelsea game. Just felt like Chelsea had a lot more gears. And it's sad to say that as an Arsenal fan that you go into the game just hoping not to get absolutely hammered. So yeah, that's where we're at.
Yeah, Jords, thoughts on the game?
I'm lost for words at this moment in time, innit? I'm lost for words. Like, as I said, we're not showing respect to teams. We're not that good of a team to not worry about our own performances and what we need to do. Like, we're trying to stick to our philosophy on how we think Arsenal should play, but we're not that good. We're not that good.
Yeah,
so
it's a stark reminder, isn't it? I remember years ago we were beat most teams in the Prem. We go to Europe and we play the same style when Bayern Munich and that used to give it to us 5-1s, 5-2s, and we just didn't respect them. And now it's like that now, but again, it's happening against now Brentfords and Brightons and Aston Villas. Do you know what I mean?
But
so
that's football comes like football. It's evolved. So football's evolved. So everyone else is evolving. Like going into the Brentford game, watching that as an Arsenal supporter. It's the first time I've really questioned Arteta because it's like he didn't know they're going to play a 3-5-2. So we're trying out from the back still, and they're pressing us hard. Their wing backs coming on our fullbacks. They're two centre forwards on our two centre halves, and we're still trying to play out. Surely you knew as a manager that's going to happen. So this is the way we're going to break that down. The fact that it doesn't look like they knew what to do and they're still trying to play out and getting caught on the ball, to me is a madness. What are they doing in the week?
That's it. They're probably just playing rondos and keep ball sessions in it and just trying to implement this play out from the back. And again, it's like no team respects us no more. Like no team, every team comes to Arsenal and thinks we're just going to get at you. We're just going to press the life out of you because we're going to get joy at some stage. And you're not even going to try and hurt us behind because we don't even look for that long ball behind to hurt people. So yeah, there's no fear. There's zero fear when they come to, and they're coming to our backyard. They're coming to the Emirates and teams are just turning us over. And like you said, Chelsea didn't get out of second gear yesterday.
They're plenty of more gears.
They didn't get out of second. I don't think they broke a sweat. Like it was just light work. The back line didn't really get troubled much. Like I think I said it last week. There's no period where I think see Arsenal like attacking and putting teams under sustained pressure. Like it's like, do you know what I mean? Dribs and drabs. But when have you seen us go at a team for 15, 20 minutes and they're just hoofing long balls just to get a breather and we're going back at them again? Like it just don't happen. It's quite scary to be fair. I think we're in for a long season.
In the two games, when did we look like scoring? No. If either of you two,
I think Holding
should have scored. I messaged you.
I think that's the only.
We only look like scoring from set pieces. Bearing in mind, we scored against Chelsea in pre-season from a set piece.
Yeah.
We didn't score against Tottenham. Xhaka scored that header against Chelsea.
Yeah, it was a set piece, and the games, a couple games on the training ground we didn't look too bad against Watford and whoever else we played. West Ham, I think it was West Ham or someone. But even when we went up to Scotland, didn't we? Did you get to see any games up Scotland, Marv, when we went up?
No. Oh, sorry, I saw the one against Rangers. I did see the one against Rangers. And the one against Hibs. What am I talking about? Yeah, I saw the one against Hibs when the keeper did a madness, the young boy. It's funny as well because they're trying to send him on loan to us.
Seriously?
Yeah, his agent was onto us trying to get him on loan. This, that, and the other. I remember watching the game and I was like, that's why? I'm trying to get me sacked already. I was like, oh, come on, man. Come on. But yeah, I watched those games and obviously you're watching it and you're just thinking, this is, and it's pre-season and William's playing and you're seeing the state of him and you're like, there's no respect here. This is not the Arsenal. Imagine he came back like that when you had like Vieira, Petit, even like Keown. They'd be like, what? Like, you can't come back like this. Like, that's where it's at now. It's a laughing stock because no one cares. No one cares no more. Like, the players don't care. I don't think a lot of the older players get on with the manager. No. I don't think the manager cares and he's saying it's my way or the highway. And that's fine. You can be that. You can be stern if you're winning games. When you're losing games, you're saying it's my way or the highway. Whoa. And players will always say to you, listen, my contract's more secure than yours. Yeah. Remember that. And that's what will happen.
Yeah, I think it is that position now, isn't it? Where actually he's got a few games. And if, for me, my analysis of Arteta this year is if we get top 6, but we play an attractive style of football or just look a bit more like we know what we're doing, I can almost accept it because I do think we have probably the best 6th team. We're not top 4 team. But we're going to struggle. But just watching the brand of football now is killing me. Like, I think that's what's hurting me the most.
There's no progress in what we're doing, like you're saying.
Yeah, and that's it. I was optimistic when we got to the end of the season. I'm saying, right, looks like we're going to chop some players. Rumours are coming out that Xhaka's going, Bellerin doesn't want to be here. Willian's been offered to these many clubs. And I'm thinking, all right, we're clearing out. Obviously, Ozil went. Kalasanak's going to be on his way. Mustafi's gone. Socrates. So I'm thinking, all right, it's brand new. We got to that Chelsea game and I watched that. I thought, nothing ain't changed. And then you're seeing the pictures, 150 million spent. And our 11 hasn't got better. Like, it's literally swapped Ben White for David Luiz. That's Odegaard was here last year on loan. And actually, we haven't even touched the first 11. And that first 11 wasn't good enough before. So you spent 150 and actually we haven't improved in the slightest. We're in a bad way. And I don't know how we're going to get better.
150 million and we haven't improved. That's quite scary.
We haven't improved the
11. It's the one from the season before when we signed Cedric and William came in. Like, there was no need. I'd rather you play young boys, genuinely. If we're trying to do something, because let me tell you something, those 2 players aren't taking us any positions up in the league. It's not happening. Yeah. Everyone knew that they were named. Play young boys. At least you can see what we're doing. Listen, we're trying to build for the future because we haven't got the money of the big 3 or big 4. So we're not making the top 4. So what we're going to try and do is bring together some young players, which they've done now. We're spending this money, and we're going to try and play in the right way. And I'm happy. Listen, I'm not happy, but if Arsenal finish 10th, but I can see progress in these young players, and I'm thinking, do you know what? Give them this season. Then next season we come together, they're going to be well gelled. Add 1 or 2 players to it, will be fine. Then that's okay. But right now, it's the first time that Arteta's been there, and I'm questioning him because I'm thinking like the Brentford thing was a madness. They're pressing us. And we've got nothing. If they want to press like that, that's fine. But then, obviously, you can't be offside from a goal kick. So make the strikers stretch the game, make the midfielders go wider, and then just drop it into like someone like Pepe's feet. If they can't hit that ball, then I'm sorry, you've got to come out of the goal. Do you know what I mean? It's a massive area. If you stretch the pitch like that, there's a big area for him to take probably a 30-yard radius where he can drop the ball into, which he can do. But we're just telling him back, and he's not comfortable. Do you know what? He's playing to the right back who plays it back to him. And then, say, left wing back saying, nah, striker, release yourself onto Leno. Straight away, he's booting it long. And you're like, man, like Pundit, that's what they want. They come through. Man's like 5. They want to play it long like that. Not under no control. It's a clearance. Clearance is very different to a clip ball. So,
100%. 100%. And they said you're watching some of the best keepers out there. Again, a lot of the top teams want keepers that can play with the football. And it was the England game, and Pickford clipped one into the midfield, I think to Grealish, and he was in the middle of the air, like the middle of the park, and he just clipped it in there. And I was just like, that's the difference. It's you can press me one, I'll just find them all day, and now we're on the front foot again. And as you said, it's very simple. We go into the right back, goes back into the keeper, and then, as you said, it's that long hoof ball, which, and if you look at our front three, do you know what I mean? Aubameyang's not going to win no headers, really. Laka's not going to win nothing up there. If you get it into Laka, you hold it, but anything up there, he's going to struggle. Pepe doesn't want the football like that anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's, Saka, again, another one who's not really going to win anything up there. So it's just giving them back possession. And then we're now just defending again. So what we will do, we're going to go into a couple of still images. So we picked out some parts of the game which we think reflect on where we kind of got things maybe correct and where we got it wrong. We're going to start with Xhaka's positioning. So before the game, my predicted lineup, I said I want to go 3 at the back. I watched the Chelsea game in pre-season. They really drew in Holding a lot. They brought Holding into the midfield and then they played in behind him. So my thing was go with 3 at the back and actually he can go in there and you still got the cover. We didn't. We went with 4. And it was quite interesting. So I picked up Xhaka and it looked like he had a job of getting hold of Mason Mount and keeping him within arm's reach. And as you'll see, it went wrong once or twice and we saw the outcome. So again, first image here, I've kind of got the white line under Xhaka and I've got it under Mount. So from me there, Xhaka's in control of Mount and that now leaves Tierney to look after Reece James. Again, another image. Oh, it's come off. Again, Xhaka can see Mason Mount there. Tierney again can release when he needs to get it tight to Reece James. Another image again where we have Xhaka and Mount. One more, and this is all in the first half. Again, you can see Tierney's now in front of Xhaka and Mount, and he's going to engage with Reece James, and Xhaka's looking after Mount. And you can see Lukaku's now being screened by the 2 centre-backs. This is the first goal. And as you see, Mount's now gone in behind Xhaka. And that ball, you can't really see, it's a bit blurry, but it's at Lukaku's feet. And obviously we know from there, the ball gets spun out to Reece James, who's in A because of space. Mari goes into a wrestling match with Lukaku. And we all know what happens. So do you think that was a mistake from Xhaka?
Quickly.
Second one?
Yeah, I think it was the second one.
So you got this one.
Okay.
This one again.
No, go to the one you just went to. Go to the one you just went to.
This one here.
All right, cool. Yeah. So is that Lokonga there? Yeah, with Havertz.
Yeah, Lokonga's pressing.
Right. So Xhaka's still watching. Mason Mount. That's fine. I know it's stopped, so it's a bit more difficult, but I feel we could be getting up the pitch a lot quicker if we are pressing. I now think half of us are pressing and half of us are not. This is what I'm saying about the mixed signals. So, cool. Lukonga's now obviously applying pressure to the ball and he's got Havertz facing his own goal. That's a good position. Xhaka's far over. Emil Smith-Rowe's coming over, yeah? We now have effectively got 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, in their half pressing. And then we got 5 of our own players past like 10, 20 yards deeper. Like, if you look at the gap in the middle, I know no Chelsea players there, but like, it's so big. So what are we doing? Are we pressing or are we dropping?
Yeah, I agree. And I think with that big gap there as well, I will get it up again. That's probably what Chelsea are playing for because we all know Lukaku's a hold-up kind of striker. He wants the ball into feet with that kind of space around him. So they've created the gap. One good ball fizzed into there. He's holding that and there's no one even around him to get on his touch. So it's a big problem. What do you think of that, Mark? What do you think of that hole?
I don't get why he's so wide because they say Havertz has got the ball there. If he sets the centre half, the guy that basically he's facing, he clips the ball into Lukaku's feet and then we're done. So there's 1 or 2 things that can happen here. Either the defenders are very brave and Mari stays where he is and the other centre half comes in front to screen Lukaku and our right back narrows off. Or Xhaka's you got to come across. Why is I get you're there to mark Mason Mount, but at this moment in time, that ball, it's impossible for Havertz to hit him with that ball from there. So he comes across, Tierney tucks in slightly, and if they switch the ball, Tierney can get out and then can shuffle across. Worst case, as a holding midfielder, if you can't get there, centre half bounces across, the other one bounces across, and you just fill in. There's no need for him to be leaving that gap, and that's what I'm saying. Like Mount could have went and stood at right back, and the guy would have followed him. And the manager's saying to him, "Yeah, man, mark him when play's building up." If the ball can't get to him, come on, like some common sense is needed, and that's the difficult thing about Arteta. These players are taking it literally, And you know what will happen when they go in? He'll be like, well, why are you over here? If he's selling that same still, well, you told me to. He doesn't want.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to play for him.
He's 2 yards ahead of the back line, yeah. So for one, you're so deep as it is, yeah. He could come 5 yards over. He could come 5 yards over, but he can still see him as long as his body shape is open, so you know where he is. Like Mark said, the ball's not realistically gonna get to him. So, and when it does get to him, by that time it gets there, you can get there.
By the way, that last one, Gums, go back to that last one, and this is the perfect build-up of what's going on. Go back to the one you just had.
Oh, okay. Sorry, one sec. Tell me when to stop.
This one here.
Yeah.
So you can see where he is with Mason Mount, right? You can see where Smith Rowe is. Who's that on the ball for Chelsea?
Kovacevic.
Right, and Havertz, you can see where Havertz is running to try and pull the ever holding midfielder. So see where Lukaku's pointing? Havertz is going to run towards our right back and then create that gap to Lukaku. And that's because, look at Zachari's marking flipping Mount.
Yeah.
So that's all they're trying to do is open up that space, knowing full well Mount's standing there on purpose, knowing that he's opening that gap for Lukaku. Now, as a holding midfielder, if he comes in and screens, Xhaka comes in and screens Lukaku and lets Lukongo go with Havertz, that ball, if he reverses that to Mount, then Tierney can come from the blind side of him. But also if he reverses it to Mount, he can get there. As long as the ball's in front of you as a holding midfielder, you're fine. As soon as that ball goes behind you and you're back to your own goal and you've got runners off you, it's a problem. You can see what they're trying to do there. Havertz is very clever. Because he knows Lukongo's not going to leave him. He's going to come and jump out that hole, and that's all they're going to be working on. Look where Jorginho is as well. So it goes into Lukaku. Jorginho runs on top of the ball, and Mason Mount probably runs blindside of flipping
Xhaka, and then Tierney's going to come and cover, and then Reece James is on the outside every time.
That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, it's obvious when you look at it like that. It's pretty damning. Do you know what I mean? So what we're doing now, we're going to move on to. Also, we got a comment here. Give me 1 second. The Reece James goal happened because Tierney had to help the centre backs with Lukaku and left the right winger all for Chelsea. So we're going to get onto these things as well. Let me get onto the brand again. 1 second. So we can move on to goal 2. So again, we're looking at Xhaka's position in here, and it's not just highlighting Xhaka. I think he's part of a big problem. So let me get rid of this 1 second. So we're looking at Xhaka here. To me, here he's in a good position. And so you can't really see the ball, but it's Alonso who's got the ball. So Cedric's going to go and press him now. And the reason why I'm highlighting the red line is Xhaka and the referee. So the distance is between. So you can see where Mason Mount is, he's occupying that space again. Tierney's inside, but you can see Tierney's going to want to flip out to Reece James if it switches. Smith Rowe's engaged with the ball with Cedric. And again, Alonso's come out of that situation really and honestly. First things first, win the individual battles and stuff, isn't it? But it happens. Again, when I'm looking at this, I'm thinking Smith Rowe, his role is Kovacic. We move it on. Obviously, they've got out. And now Xhaka's probably seen Kovacic. He's now, look where he's moving away from the referee. So he's leaving that big area where actually Arsenal got quite a lot of bodies there already. So does he need to come across and make an extra man? As I said, now he's pulled in behind him. And again, looking at that, you've got 2 Chelsea players trying to engage the ball and 3 Arsenal players. For me, again, I've highlighted Reece James at the back because he snuck off. Zach has kind of obviously been told that's not his job today. He's probably meant to be pressing one of the centre backs, so he hasn't gone in. But you know what I mean? It's Reece James who's doing this all game. And then for me, Xhaka has gone to ground, and now he's left him with almost a 3 against 2. Because again, he's gone to ground. Tierney goes to engage, and Reece James comes around the back end. Just like that, it's 2-0. So thoughts on that one, guys?
I would like you say your thoughts because you said a point about going to ground in that area. So
yeah, where we go. We bring up this slide here. So for me, he's 2 against 1 Xhaka in that area. But actually, if you just do a couple of doggies, hopefully Lukongo could come and support. Mari then may come and engage, but actually he's there. Tierney's there as well. So if you stay on your feet, you've got 3 against 3 with others going to come and back you up. The moment you go to ground, you now make it very difficult for everybody else. Do you know what I mean? Someone now has to come out of their position, which, as he said, it was Tierney who came. Mari didn't want any of it. And then, as I said, Tierney then gets exposed. So again, Tierney's got a lot of the blame. But I think he's in no man's land and he's caught between do I go or do I stay? And either way, he's going to get hurt. Do you know what I mean? So
he has to narrow off, though. He has to narrow off.
In that situation, yeah.
If he's outside, then you're go on.
He has to narrow off. Yeah, no, 100%. Because otherwise, I think it's Mount the other side, but just behind Lukaku. If he doesn't narrow off, Lukaku's gonna get the ball, and Mount's just gonna peel into the gap between him and the centre half.
Yeah, so I think the original position here with Tierney is not bad. He has, like, if you look at him, he's always in there.
This is the problem here. Look where the ball's going, and look where Zachary is now. He should be bursting to get back in. Forget about the other man with the red dot there.
Yeah, that's let Smith Rowe deal with that.
You see where the ball's going. Also, what we spoke about earlier, if the ball is in front of you, you're okay. If the ball's behind you, it's a problem. So he just needs to drop back in. So he's got he's got
Holding now.
Yeah, he's got Holding going out. You come back in as a centre half, so Holding will be right back towards centre half.
Yeah.
Just and drop in. That's the first thing. Look where the referee is, and you show the next slide, and look how far apart he is from the referee again. And this is someone's going to be bursting back. So if you go forward one, look how close he is to the ref still.
If you look at,
come on.
Look at the lines on the grass. Hold on, Jords, hold on. If you look at the lines on the grass, look where the referee is. So the referee's just come out of that line where the centre circle is. And now look where the referee is. The referee's covered more grass than Xhaka.
What do you reckon them lines are? About 5 yards, if that? Not even that.
But
Rob, he's covered no ground.
Like you lot have said, so he should be making that burst into that.
Don't worry about that in front of you.
Holding now delays, because he's at 101. Cool. Aspilicueta done it all game against Saka. Saka had no joy against him because he would just delay, and then someone will double up. Yeah. So Lokonga's making his run back in, as you can see. Yeah. Holding delays. Xhaka goes into the centre back, just fills the gap. You feel the space, and then you defend from there.
Exactly. You go from trying to win the ball back to delaying. That's the whole point. This is, by the way, this is international football. He's the captain, and this is the effort you're putting in.
Yeah,
and it
goes back, and this is why I wanted to do this show, because football, again, I hear fans talk, and it's very simple. You look at both of them, you're calling Tierney straight away. But actually, when you dissect it, a lot happens before it gets to that point. And actually, again, we've just gone through it. You can eradicate that very quickly with just a bit of desire and just being in the right areas, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Just keep the ball in front of you.
Read the game.
Yeah. So again, we're going to move on again. Got another one here. So this is now Arsenal press. Jordan, I hear you laughing because, so I don't know if you guys can see it, but I've highlighted Jorginho in the middle, and I've highlighted the time. So it's a bit underneath the time. It's on the crowd, but there's a red line above the time. So just to let you know, it's 62 minutes, 33 seconds. And again, in this position here, I'm telling my boys, squeeze the life out of them here. Get joy. Either they're going to have to kick it long, or we'll just pick up the seconds, or I'm looking to get a throw in or something from this position. Do you know what I mean? Squeeze them. Got them pressed in.
There. Don't foul them. Don't do nothing that you don't need to do. Just keep them there.
The key thing in this press is Pepe needs to get Rudiger to go towards his left and clear it that side. And under no circumstances should be able to come inside, because you see Aubameyang's in there with Christensen. You've got Smith Rowe to the right. So he can only go that way. No matter what happens, they have to clear it up the line. That is it. That's the way you're pressing. And then obviously you've got the slides to show.
Yeah, so shut off the inside. Make him go out.
Make him go out that way.
There. Yeah, 100%. So as you can see here, we've done the opposite. Actually, he's not even Pepe pressing no more. It's actually Smith Rowe's gone past him.
How Smith Rowe got across him to do that? How?
I'll be honest. This will say, look where Smith Rowe is.
How?
And Pepe.
And I get what happens. Rudiger tries to block Pepe off, but just go around him. As soon as the man takes such a cross, press him. Smith Rowe manages to get from where he is. Come on, you lot are making me angry again.
Smith Rowe's there, and then again, look at Jorginho. So Lokonga's coming, but it's at no tempo. So that pass now from, I think it's Alonso in that point, it's not even, and again, that's on his weaker foot, and it's not even difficult for him. Like,
no, it's easy. It's a pass out.
Imagine playing a straight ball in your box like that on your weaker foot, and then it opens up. So I've missed a bit, but obviously Jorginho is now, the quality he's now flipped out to Kai Havertz. Now look at Pepe having to dig. So actually, if you were put that work in when we're pressing them forward, you ain't got to do that long sprint. Exactly. So again, I've highlighted Mason Mount because he's now playing off Xhaka's shoulder, which now again is a position where you probably don't want to be in.
Gumsa, sorry, go back one slide. Sorry, I know you're going for this.
No problem.
Look where the ball's being played, right, to Jorginho. We can all see that, right?
Yeah.
Look at Martinelli's body language. Where's he running?
He's running to Azpilicueta, thinking he's going across the box.
So yeah, then you can see where the ball's going. Look, my man's. So rather than letting it go there, then press. So staying inside, then letting it go there, then press.
Yeah.
He's trying to.
He's gone early.
And look at the gap he creates. Go on, play your next one. Yeah. And then look at Martinelli trying to look at him.
Yeah, he's killed as well. So bear in mind, we haven't looked back at the clock yet, and we'll come back to that in a minute. But yeah, they're on their way out now. And again, look at these gaps. I can't even see. But the worst thing, I don't know where my defense is. You can almost see the halfway line, and I can't see my centre backs. So again, that gap between the striker and the centre backs is massive. So we keep going forward. Again, back four got to drop off. So Xhaka's gone to engage a little bit, which you might have to do. It's now get flipped into Mason Mount. Now look how far away Xhaka is from Mason Mount. So they're building up. Obviously, look, Reece James is gone. I don't know where. I think Saka will be off at this point. Don't know where Martinelli is. Again, he's probably with Azpilicueta up the top. Tierney's obviously backing off. Look at me. Look at the space Mason Mount's in now. So again, you've got Reece James on the right. This one here, Lukaku. I think Rob Holding's trying to play Lukaku offside, but look where Cedric is. Again, Rob Holding can't see Cedric, but look where Cedric is now. And the ball gets put into Lukaku. He's onside, and we just about crowd it out. You can't see the time there, but it's 60. I've written it down. I don't know if you guys can see it. The time is 62:51. If I go back to the first clip, that started at 62:33. So that's taken 18 seconds for them to open us up and get out our goalkeeper. No pressure on the ball. Do you know what I mean? It's scary. Like, it's not like it's a long ball and Lukaku span us. It's actually they've played. And look how many bodies they got in the box now from us. Like, they're facing their own goal at the corner flag, and now look where they are. What's your thoughts, boys?
So often in football, right? That people will see that happen in the game. Like, what are the defense doing? How's Lukaku got in there? When really that problem started with Pepe at the top, showing the guy the wrong way, then not having a desire to press him, Alonso on his right foot, by the way, and let Smith Rowe run past him. So all these problems, he said it's 18 seconds long. They started at the top. But people want to Arsenal defenders say, what are they doing? What are they doing? Well, hang on. If you don't press correctly at the top, then we're going to get exposed. Martinelli's going the wrong way. He's going the wrong way. It doesn't. You tuck in. You come narrow. Because you know what? It's the same as fullback and wingers. If you're playing left wing where he is, and that ball goes past your right shoulder, we're in trouble. If it goes past your left shoulder, it means it's going wide and we can defend from there. We cannot be. He has to come narrow and let the ball go to Azpilicueta. Yeah, that's your pass. Go in there. Also, Lukaku, maybe a lack of experience. He realised he's too far from Jorginho. So what you have to do is hold your position. Let Jorginho and try and shield the pass of the forward pass and let us recover. See when he goes in late, but he can't.
Let me find it. Let me find it for you, because what you're saying is very true. He sees him here.
So here, there's probably
and then there
12 or 15 yards. He goes too late. So he's then goes back to the last one. He presses here, but it's not close enough to affect what Jorginho does. What he does though, by running from where he is to Jorginho, he creates a gap behind him. See, if Jorginho gets the ball here and he just backs off, Jorginho's got to travel with the ball. So he's traveling with the ball, it allows us to recover.
Yeah, you might now be hoping Aubameyang or Pepe helps you out.
But Xhaka here now, in this leading that, he's now come over, but his man is Mason Mount. I feel he should be over-exaggerating to make him continue to play down the left-hand side. Because, you
got natural bodies.
Now, so, if you over-exaggerate, you don't let him get out the side. Mason Mount's there because that's where your man is. That's where he's been the whole game. You over-exaggerate, you keep him in this area. But as soon as you let them out, you let them beat the press again. They've actually beat two presses there.
Yeah, gone past.
And the thing is, for me, I said, when you defend, you're always trying to compress the pitch and compact it as much as possible. And it's the opposition trying to open it. So actually, at no stage you want that to get out to the right-hand side. So, like you're saying, you almost want him to go out to Alonso because Cedric might be able to get there. Or Holding goes, Mari comes across, Tierney comes across, and then you might, Saka or Martinelli, whoever should be bombing back to get back with whoever it is. And even that, Xhaka now can just go into the straight line. He might end up taking Mount and leaving Tierney where he is. But again, we've let them come out the other end. And now if you look at that,
even go back, Gumsa, go back one, and this is a perfect thing for any. No, go forward one more. Look at Mason Mount looking over his shoulder before the ball comes. He knows he's going to pop into the gap that Xhaka's going to leave. He's going to go to his left to get the ball, and he's looking where Reece James is already, knowing what's going to happen. So Mount goes to his left. Like Jordan's saying, Xhaka should stay where he is and keep them going down our left outside. Instead, he lets him switch it. So he carries on running hard. Mount comes in past his left shoulder, and he's looking, thinking, where's Reece James? Gets the ball in a half turn, and we're in trouble. But this is all started from the top. So for me, the blame here is Pepe first for letting them out. Lokongo maybe a bit of inexperience with pressing Jorginho when he's not able to affect the ball. And Martinelli running forward when we don't have the ball. How can you run forward when we don't have the ball?
That
doesn't make sense.
And do you know what's telling as well here with Xhaka's decision making? There might be some players who you think they're not recovering. I can't get there. Look at the ground Pepe's made up. From there to there. Look at the ground. So do you know what? Another 2 strides and Pepe's probably goal side of him. Him. So actually, I don't need to engage with you now because Pepe's back there. Let me look after where the danger is. Do you know what I mean? Pepe's, to be fair to him, look how Pepe's tracked him and got back in. So now, actually, as Xhaka, I don't need to do it because 2 more strides and Pepe's going to be level or goal side or take the foul. Do you know what I mean? But at no cost can that ball come out the other end. At no cost. Do you know what I mean? And then again, you look at the line here. Sorry, go on, Jords. Where do you want me to go?
Go back to where Matt was checking over his shoulder. Please, quick.
Here.
Go back one more from there, because I want to know how Cedric got in a position where Alonso is now ahead of him. So
it's very true. Look at that. Look at the distance as well. But again, it's probably. But look at his body language. He's facing forward, and Alonso's already going forward. Do you know what I mean? Look at Alonso, where Alonso's facing to where Cedric's facing.
Cedric's not even facing the ball. Cedric's looking towards Alonso.
He's
not even facing the ball. He probably didn't know what was going on. He's looking he's waiting for a bus. He didn't even know what was going on. The next minute they're flying down his side.
This is the point I'm saying about delay to get numbers back in. Cedric now, he's committing to the ball. So now you're out the game once that pass goes by you. That's why he's now facing the opposite way. Look at the other back line. They're all facing the ball. He's the only one that's not facing the ball. And
he's digging.
So he got caught in no man's land. I get Lokonga did as well. But it's a continuous trail of mistakes and bad decision making.
100%. And I don't think this is all down to coaching. I don't think that's all down to coaching as well. That's the worst thing about it. I do think some of that is.
Cedric's an experienced player. He's played for Portugal. Like, he should know that's basics.
Yeah.
It's the basics 100%. Of defending.
And as I said, we go back here now. So as I was saying about the Pepe situation, look how the distance Pepe is now covered to get back in. Now, Xhaka, you've now got to make this ground up on Mason Mount. And it ain't going to happen. Do you know what I mean? So again, first things first, protect first, and then we get out to them. And I'm going to show a flip side of it now because, again, we go back to this last slide. We get bodies back, but you get lucky. Do you know what I mean? We get lucky. So for me, actually, I'll show one more of Arsenal and then I'll go on to Chelsea because it's a stark contrast. This one, there's not too many slides on this one. It's just interesting. The ball goes in, it comes back out. And to be fair, there's no pressure on the ball anyway. You can't give good players that much time on the edge of your box to pick a pass, first of all. And we all saw it. The ball went in. Lukaku got across. Great header. And to be fair to Leno, what a save he made, keeping that out. But then, again, I slowed it down. I watched it again. And I paused it. And I thought, hold on. We've now got 6 bodies in the box. Chelsea have got 3. I'm not going to count Xhaka and Kante. So we've got 6 actually inside the area. Chelsea have got 3. Tell me how they have a 3v2 overload at the back post.
That's on the centre half, though. That's on the centre back. Screaming. No, but Holland's facing the play. He can see Lukaku's in front of him. He can Lukaku's see pointing right shoulder. He's got to be saying, "Is that Lukongo? Drop." Drop.
And Lukaku's even pointing it where he wants it.
That's what I'm saying. Force him back. I'm telling you, when it was Keown and listen, as limited as people say that there's players were, like people like Bold and that, he's screaming at you. He's a leader. Mertesacker the same. Get on his toes. Come here. Drop. Because all I'm saying to you, if I'm playing with you, Gums, and I'm holding, Gums will drop 5 yards. Drop 5 yards to the right. You don't even need to look. You're dropping it. Listen, Lukaku's great in the air. I get that. Lukongo's not. He's Lukaku's stronger. But if he gets on his chest, he can still do something. It's no longer a free header. Also, Holden's got to come in. Cedric's got to come in and lead the furthest man. How are you letting Lukaku peel between that gap, please?
Yeah, it's scary. And I said Lukaku's showing where he wants it. He's the biggest threat, and the ball wasn't even like it's a high ball where Lukaku's out jumping somebody. He's almost a diving header height. So the Congo drops 2 yards, he just heads that out comfortably. He doesn't even need to get touch tight with Lukaku.
Holden has to. Lukaku is the number 9. See, when the ball coming in your box, as a centre half, you find the centre forward. That is your job. Because space doesn't score goals. So at the end of the day, if he goes on to Lukaku and there's that Havertz behind him, gets a header, I say, do you know what? Lukaku's the biggest danger, and Cedric should be tucking in. If Cedric comes in, Holding comes in, it flips to Alonso, that's less of, because you're marking the middle of your goal. You have to mark the middle of your goal. Cedric is marking Alonso, and he's the least dangerous one out of the 3 Chelsea players that we can see.
Alonso's not even in line with the goal, like you just said, in it. Alonso's on the outside, like he's on the edge of the 6 from there.
Yeah, but he's the hardest one to score. He's international.
I think that comes from Leno as well, though. Sorry, I turned my light on. It's a bit dark, but I think that comes from Leno being a leader. Like he's not. I don't want to say he's not saying anything there, because for all we know, Lokonga might not.
He can't move them there, Jordan. Leno can't move them there because he's concentrating on that ball coming in, and even maybe a shot. There's no pressure on it. That's a centre half. If I'm a centre back, I'm telling you, come here, George. Drop 4 yards. Drop 5 yards. Drop to your right. You're doing it because I'm screaming at you. If you don't, I'll pin you up in the dressing room. These guys are going to be dancing and all that at the training ground. Come on, that's what centre half, man. There's no desire not to let him. Remember when Italy were blocking stuff and they were high-fiving each other in the Euros?
Yeah.
There's no desire. No one wants to defend no more. So
it's that difference. All right, let's go a couple of comments here. Solo7, he's part of the Man United agenda. He's put up big up, guys. Tony, Mr. Silver Fox, he's loving it. Yeah, we're gonna get right into these tactical insights. FCB, and he's a Chelsea fan. He's a good guy though. Great analysis, guys. Commiserations again, but I'm buzzing. Big up to all. So for you, this one's for you, Bian. You'll probably enjoy watching this bit as well, actually, if I'm honest with you. So what I've got now is a little clip of Chelsea defending, and it's a stark contrast to Arsenal. So first of all, we got possession we're in their half. Do you know what I mean? We've got possession, good area. Look how compact that is. If you look at that midfield, so they've come out Havertz and Lukaku all behind the ball. The midfield behind the ball. Do you know what I mean? They've compacted it. We move on. The ball moves out to Mari. Again, you can see Jorginho talking, pointing where probably he's going to come and screen or where not to let that ball come in. Lukaku's now going to start engaging. This is the telling part. So again, for me, it's where you engage. When we looked at Arsenal defending earlier, remember we couldn't see the back line? And it was all open. Yeah. Look how compact they are right now. Now it's coming to Saka. Azpilicueta is getting close. Obviously, I'm presuming Reece James is with Tierney somewhere. But their plan is to make us go back, and then actually they're going to squeeze up the pitch. So we've gone into the midfield. Can't go anywhere from there. Nowhere to play. We go back out to Mari. Now look at the three. So you've now got who I believe is Mason Mount, Havertz, and Lukaku are now going to squeeze on.
Gumsa, go back 2 slides. I'm going to show you something on this thing. Go back.
This one?
Yeah. Right. So see the biggest difference. See, is that Martinelli up front at the moment behind the ref? See the biggest difference when you flip that. I mean, watch Chelsea do it. What was happening?
They put it in there.
Rolling it into Lukaku, and then you get runs off the front of him. See if you roll that ball off Lukaku, and it's a phase of play, something Arsenal have looked at. Because look at what Arsenal have here. Chelsea have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boys. 7 boys to the right-hand side of Mari. So if he fires that ball in now, where the referee is, Martinelli stands his ground. You're going to get fouled, or you can get it into feet, and Saka knows it's happening, runs off the front of him.
And Tierney should be round the back.
It's a whole different ball game. You saw Chelsea do it. And they prepared this. We're playing off the cuff. Mari's looking up to give a straight ball into... If you end up giving it into...
Saka here.
What's he going to do with that?
Yeah.
Where's he going to go?
The only place you can go is back to Mario because of Granit Xhaka. That's the only place you can go.
Also, Murray passes the ball and stands still. See if Murray comes past that ball and comes 5 yards to his left.
Yeah, we're playing forward
again there. Azpilicueta is out of position. Saka sets in the ball and he rolls the ball in for Martinelli. Christensen. But
and again, you can't see Tierney here, but I'm presuming Tierney's nice and wide because he normally occupies that space. So again, that gap now between Reece James and as Christensen could be massive right now. But again, we've gone back. We played safe. And I think this is the difference when Lacazette plays. We actually look for that, but sometimes Lacazette might come too deep to get it. So we've gone back. We played safe.
Remember you said they're pulling out Holding in pre-season. The same thing that Arsenal have done then. Look what Aspilicueta has pulled him out there. The same thing that's happened, but we don't penetrate with the next pass. Why? Because Marvin passes the ball and stands still. 5 yards to your left. It's natural things of defending. Strikers don't want to press. Give him the ball. Give him a 5-yard angle. He's setting you the ball, and it's a straight ball. The same thing Chelsea was doing to us in pre-season. We don't want to do now. He stands still and go back. Sorry to interrupt you, Karen.
Yeah, go on, Jordy.
Wait. Chelsea's first goal, went from Kovacic, in kind of an area like that, ran into Lukaku, Lukaku set Kovacic, by the way. He actually set Kovacic, I think it went. I think it was just between those two, and then it went wide. So, as much as you hear this phrase so often in football, up, back, and through, that is how simple Chelsea's goal was. And because they've moved us about, and like Marvin said, we've moved them about there. So, Aspilicueta has been dragged out. All he's got to do is not even 5 yards, it's 2 yards to the left. You're left-footed. It's not like you're uncomfortable playing that way, you're left-footed. So, you move 2 yards.
There's no phase of play.
We're passing for the sake of passing.
We're playing off the cuff. If that was something that they'd noticed, playing against 3 centre-halves, what do you try and do when you play against wing-backs? Draw one of them out. Draw one of the centre-halves out so you can play into the gap. So we've done that bit, probably through luck, more than skill. And then we're like, actually, I don't know what we're meant to do here. So I'm going to go back.
What's the next stage? Right, so we move back. So Mari's gone back to Leno now. And this is what the difference with Arsenal and Chelsea pressing are. You remember when we let Jorginho out? Look where Granit Xhaka is and look where Mason Mount is. Mari is getting looked after by Lukaku, and Havertz now, it looks like he's working harder because he now wants to close the space on Rob Holding. So you can see the difference in how he's moving. He's saying you're not going to Holding either. So now even Lokonga comes into the picture. The pitch is probably nice and stretched, but look where Jorginho is. You're not getting that ball there. He's come to press as well. What do we end up doing? Look, nothing on. Leno's not comfortable enough to hit the right back. So where do we end up doing? We end up going long. And if you look there, the right back's probably the best option because you can see in this slide, you can see where Alonso is. So actually, Alonso's got 2 to look after. He's got Pepe and he's got Cedric there. But rather than Leno going in there, we now clip all the way up here. And again, if you look at it, even if Martinelli gets hold of this ball, you're now talking 5 Chelsea defenders against 2 Arsenal attackers. What ends up happening, you don't get hold of the ball and it fizzles out.
That's a lack of rotation, Gums. That 2 slides back is a lack of rotation because Leno's where he is. If Holding drops off deeper and Lokonga, then if Holding drops off deeper, Havertz has a decision to make. Do I go with him or don't I go with him? Holding's trying to trick people pretending he wants the ball by standing there. You don't want the ball. If he drops 5 yards, so into that darker green, in line with Leno, Havertz either has to go with him or not. If he stays where he is, you give him the ball, he plays out to the right back. If Havertz goes, what does it open? A passing lane. Because Lokonga then comes to your right, and Cedric can come inside 5 or 6 yards, and it's a diagonal pass, and we're out. But this is what I'm saying. We're playing off the cuff. But here, if you see any other teams, if that's Man City, you're seeing that centre-half drop off. You're seeing Lokonga come inside. Cedric's going to him. Go to your right. Go to your right. Jorginho then hears that and doesn't go with him. Lokonga gets on a half turn and we're out. Or Jorginho has to go with him and Cedric comes inside. We're playing him the ball. And they're taking 4 Chelsea players out of the game. But we're playing off the cuff. I don't believe Arteta. I used to love Arteta, genuinely. I've got books in it. I've got pictures of this guy. This guy with quotes that he's probably not even written or said, George. I've got these quotes, he probably didn't even say them. But you know what? I loved him that much. I know more about Arteta than his wife does. I'm telling you that now. I know everything about his coaching. But the guy's let him down, man. I don't think he took part in these books.
Go back to Leno quickly when he had.
Hold on. Let me go back. Hold on. Which one do you want? The first one or second one?
Yeah, second one.
This one, yeah.
All right, cool. Following on from Mars' point, he went into a lot of detail there, but a bounce pass, a bounce pass for Jorginho to the ball because now he's thinking you can't turn. So now he gives it straight back to Leno, Somebody else comes in the pocket, like Marv's saying. But if that doesn't happen, why can't I get it? We're 2-0 down at this stage, so Chelsea don't really have to win the ball back, But forget about the scoreline. Let's just talk about us playing, Why can't Leno stand the ball and keep bringing it? Because if that's 0-0, somebody has to engage. So somebody's going to leave their man, and that's going to leave somebody free. Look at how long Edison. I'm not comparing Leno and Edison, innit? Or even Alisson. But where they're so comfortable and trusted on the ball, and that's how football's evolved. The keeper will stay onto the ball until you press him, and you know you've got to press the keeper at one point.
To touch on what you're saying, Jordan. To be fair, look where Leno is here. Again, you could use the grass. Look where Leno is here. Look where Leno is here. So all that time he's had the ball, like you said, but we've actually retreated rather than, as you say, moving just a couple of touches forward and just trying to draw something out. And then what Marv said about the rotation, Lokonga might move somewhere else, which might mean then Smith Rowe comes and engages and tries to get on the ball. Do you know what I mean? So if now Lokonga goes to the right, to our left, to say towards Xhaka or Tierney, Armoury, Smith Rowe might come in the gap, a ball through the middle there if Jorginho is gone, and then he might be able to flip it out on a 90-degree angle to Cedric, and then we're out again straight away anyway. So
it's one pass.
One pass. He can't do that though. He can't do that.
We're playing off the cuff, man. You can see we're playing off the cuff. If that was Man City, they're ordering people back. That's Liverpool, or they don't pat the back as much. Van Dijk saying, "Come here, you move there." Like you move, you know. Cedric is the right back. Should be saying to someone to open up that pass lane from Holden, drop. Let me come inside. Look, you go to your right. That's it. It's simple. He's got no one on him. And then Leno plays, and Xhaka's back there pointing, pretending he's trying to orchestrate play. Please, man. I've seen this. I've seen you guys do this.
I'll be honest. I've said I've played games, and I was saying I played midfield, and I played with players who could play. And I know there were some games where I was getting pressed, and I'm thinking I don't want that ball. And I'm telling you now, I'd show for it. But the way I'm looking at my keeper, he knows I do not want that ball.
That's what I'm saying.
Sometimes I'm showing for showing's sake, and that's what I get with Xhaka vibes. He makes the move, but he doesn't really want it. And sometimes
he's not getting on the ball. Get him out of the team. It's done.
Yeah.
He can't move.
Yeah, and if we want to play out from the back, and the worst thing we've done, we've now given this guy an extra 2 years, and he's here for what could be the best part of 4 years. So we've got more of this to come. I'm going to touch on another comment from RCBan. He said, "Wow, Gumsa and co, you lot can do a better job than Arteta. Great reading the tactics content personified." And to be fair, it might be done. I might have to get myself a little team together. We might have to apply for it. If I show you my Football Manager record, you lot will be impressed with me. So, no, but this is what we're here for. This is what we like to do on a Monday. We want to try and really get into the tactics and, do you know what I mean, touch on certain things which we can be doing better. I'm sure Arteta wants more from these players, but I do feel we've got a bunch of cowards in there who don't want the ball. Again, you could look at it and think, are we showing? But actually, have I really shown? As you said, by moving an extra couple of yards, like you said about holding in this picture, this one here, by moving, do you know what I mean, couple of yards to your right would open up so much more space. And as Jordan said, a bounce pass again might open up a bit more space. Is that confidence to want it? And
see what stage with the bounce pass comes. See if he plays that ball into him and gets it back. I don't believe Leno's going to drop. See if they play that bounce pass, Leno plays it and drops 4 or 5 yards to make Jorginho think, oh, should I go? Should I stay? Leno's going to stay still. Get that bounce pass. Jorginho's going to press him. He's going to get tackled and they're going to score. I can't deal with this guy. I can't deal with him, man.
Listen, I'll tell you, the worst thing is when I watch it, the more and more I watch it and look at it, the worse it gets sometimes. And yeah, we're in a bad way, a real bad way. And I do feel... Go on.
There's a lack of trust, and like trust is everything in football, isn't it? Like I know, like you're saying, innit, yeah. I know how Marv will play, innit, yeah. So I know sometimes I can give him a way here or something like that. I know I respect the man's game or whatnot. We don't even know each other's games. Like we train with each other, and it's just vibes. Like it's just bants. Like let's be real.
Yeah.
It's actually just bants, innit? Like just like I'm getting paid and I'm playing with the man them. Like that's all it is. Like that's all it is.
I get that vibe.
No purpose.
And but this is why I say, and this is why I think Lacazette's the difference maker in this, because I think he's the one who demands the ball. So that same clip we had up with Mari looking forward and could wrap something in. Yeah. Does Martinelli give you the vibe he really wants that ball into feet there?
I don't care. I'm wrapping it to you and tell you if you lose that ball, I'll pin you up in the dressing room. Why are you losing the ball? Get your body there. You're a striker. I'm not waiting for you to say to me, oh, yeah, give me the ball. No, I'm firing that. You deal with that. And if you don't hold that ball up, it's on. What, you're a striker. There's too much. Is he going to be ready? Nah. Give you the ball. You're getting paid X amount of money. You got to be able to control this. Hold that.
And these are the issues. Again, go on, George. You go.
But yeah, you're right.
Oh, don't make no excuses for them. I swear. I'll come to
No. I'm not making no excuses. Hey, listen. I'm not making no excuses. Yeah, but we're gonna touch on a point that we spoke about last week, Marv. are you gonna keep dropping your midfielder? Are you gonna keep dropping for the ball if he's not gonna give you the ball?
Who?
So Martinelli now, a keeper or a centre back,
Mhm.
you're not gonna keep showing. So Martin, I'm not defending him, yeah. But I'm saying this is where it's like it's actually a spiral effect. Like it's deeper than Murray not just giving him the ball or Martinelli not showing. Martinelli probably made that run. Seeing Lacazette made that run, I know it does not come there. So what am I going there for?
Yeah,
Because
but watch the top players. Watch Lukaku. Watch how many runs Lukaku makes and doesn't get the ball. And do you know what he keeps doing? Making the same run. Because when he does get that ball, he knows he's going to affect the play. So if I'm a striker and I make that run 9 times, you don't give it to me, Jords. The 10th time I do get it and I create something. What's the first thing you're going to look for next time you get in that situation?
That same pass.
Exactly. So then you believe in me. You get the trust.
But you need that. This is my point. The trust. So these don't have the trust.
And if you don't give me the ball after the next time, I'm going to say to you, Jords, give me the ball. I'm going to swear, give me the ball. And you're like, all right, I'll give him the ball. Let's see what you can do.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. But there's no one in that team that will, like, you know what you're saying, like, just get together and, like, get a grip or something and say, give me the ball. Cool, I'm going to take the ball now. I'm not even saying be someone that has to take people on. But even just taking leadership of just taking the ball and being composed on it. Like,
the only leader in that team is Tierney. The only vocal leader in that team is, and we knew this from last season. So why not go? Like we said off air, go and get Vestergaard. Ben White, brilliant prospect, love it. 50 million, forget that. Go and pay the 15 million for Vestergaard. Someone who's physical. How are teams throwing long balls in our box and Ben White is swapping sides with the other centre half, telling them to go and win the ball against Brentford? Please, Marvin's going to right side of centre half for the long throw. What is that telling you? How? As a big man, how are you doing that? Come on, as a player, as an adult, how are you doing that? What is that telling the striker? This guy does not want it in there. Let me put on him. Come on, please.
Yeah. And you know, and the more you keep swipping, the more I'm going to come and play on you. We played. Exactly. You remember that we played a little charity game every weekend at Jords when you played with my kids. I got managed under 16s, as you know. We played an adult team, and it was just a bit of fun. And I had a couple of adults playing, and this one guy playing left back was having a torrid time against my right winger. And the left back swapped and went right back. And you know, I'm too kind, so I was just like, play through. Because, you know, I'm watching an adult getting ripped up by a 15-year-old. Yeah. And one of the boys on my team said, nah, switch sides with him. Go and get him again. And we just punished him for time. Do you remember?
Exactly. I remember that game.
We just went at him again. And in the end, you got to bring him off. Like, so if I'm an attacker and I know he doesn't want me, I'm going to come and play against you all game long. 50 million. Imagine that's embarrassing. And no disrespect to Brentford, this comes to the Premier League. No disrespect to them. But as I said, coming to the Prem, they shouldn't even have the confidence to come and press us. They should be thinking, Jesus Christ, Arsenal first game, damage limitation. We don't want to start off the season getting hit for 5. They come out. Said to you off air about it as well. It's fine, Ben White, middle of a free place of Brighton. Great player. Oh, know what we're going to do? Sign him and put him in as a 2-4 in a back 4. Come on. Come on. Yeah, it's bad. Scout someone in a 3 and say perfect if we're middle of a 3 and I'm going to play you in a 2. That's madness. Yeah, it's bad out here. It's bad. But right, we're going to wrap up because we've got the preview show coming in a minute as well. So, boys, we've got a 5-minute quick toilet break. Get a drink. I'm going to send you the link. We're going to close the stream down and we're going to go again for the preview. So, we're going to forget the Chelsea result. I'm going to lose my hair in this podcast. Chelsea performance. We're going to come back. I might even change the T-shirt. I had to put the old school shirt on because I needed some good vibes. But yeah, we're gonna go with the preview show in a minute. So guys, like, subscribe, comment. Actually, I've got one more comment here. Let me read this out quickly. Mr. Silfot says this has been great. Hope Mikel is watching. I'm gonna send it to him. I'm gonna email him some clips. We're gonna give him some advice. Yeah. To be fair, Marv, you got your A license yet? I'm ready. Tell them. There you go. You've heard it here first. Marv for Arsenal gaffer. So yeah, wrap this one up, and I'm going to see you on the other side, guys. A bit more something to look forward to. Hopefully, we get a goal, and we're going to talk about that where we see a goal coming from. So let me find a little outro. We'll go with my winning.